Well, welcome back. I'm Kevin O'Keefe. At issue today, young people trying to make their mark in business. Our next story is a little controversial. A group of underage teens got together and decided to form a company that sold beer and martinis. The catch? They weren't real drinks, they were candles. And joining me from FRED Inc. is Alessia Vettese. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
And I have it right here. It looks extremely realistic.
Yeah,
but obviously
for sure.
It's not.
We've had a lot of customers actually come up to us thinking that was
a
real
nice cold beer,
and,
yeah.
And then disappointed walking away.
I'm a little disappointed too, actually.
So,
but it's a beautiful candle.
Thank you very much.
Tell me where you got the idea to do this.
So at the beginning of the company year, the first thing you do once you've actually, elected your executive team, everything like that, you have to decide what you're going to create. They're the conventional gift baskets and candies, things like candy kebabs, things like that. But we wanted to do something different that would really be appealing to a widely based customer demographic, that would be a cool young product. And we voted on candles, and someone had come up with the idea of maybe a beverage candle. We can do different things. So we created these martini glasses, all from scratch. And
you physically made the candles yourself?
We did. We had almost like an assembly line, basically. So students would be assigned to something that they wanted to do, and they would work on different things such as putting in the wick or melting the wax, anything like that. So it was really fun.
And did any adults give you flack for making something alcohol related?
To be honest, yeah. Some of our customers, they didn't like the idea of us selling that because none of us were of legal drinking age, but we always had to explain to them that the purpose of a candle is a lot different than that of an alcoholic beverage. It served a completely different purpose. Were you ever a little concerned that maybe it would be sort of controversial, or did you full steam ahead? Yeah, I mean, when starting up like our business, we definitely expected that was a risk we were taking, but we just felt passionate about the product and we wanted to try it out, and we did receive very positive results.
Well, that's my next question is, what was the response from how did your business do?
So we actually exceeded all of our original expectations, which was wonderful. We had $4,070 in revenue and $2,153 in profits at the end of the year. So it's fantastic. It's a 20-week program, so to have those kind of results in such a short period of time when the students involved are all really inexperienced, it's really great and rewarding.
Why did you start to get involved in the program, the 20-week program? What's prompted that?
I had met someone who raved about the program. They had been involved with it in the previous year.
This is Junior Achievement?
In Junior Achievement, yes. The Junior Achievement Company program, to be specific, because there are a lot of branches of Junior Achievement.
Oh, okay.
But this one's for high school students. I'd spoken to someone who was involved in it previously, and they loved it. And it sounded to me like a hands-on approach to business, an opportunity for me to take everything I learned in the classroom and then actually apply that to something. So, and it also sounded a lot of fun too.
Can you walk me through the process then, these 20 weeks, in terms of the evolution of your company?
Absolutely. I can't remember it all offhand, but when you start off in the first 3 weeks, we have a team of advisor mentors who are volunteers from the business community. They volunteer their time. They really just show us through the first few steps. They'll introduce us to what we're doing this year. And then after that, we'll vote on an executive team. So I served as president of my company this year. There were also 6 vice presidents in different areas who specialized and had people working under them in the company. And after that, we voted on things like our bylaws or our mission statement. We worked to produce the candles a lot of the time, but we also had meetings where we'd vote on things. We had to work on audits and business plans, a lot of the stuff that would model a real life business, and that was a lot of fun. And that was, it was a different thing each week, but we got to test out a lot of different elements of a real business.
And then when you actually took it to market, where did you sell these at?
We sold a lot to our friends and family because I think a lot of them wanted to support us and like the product. It had the younger appeal. But also we went downtown to office buildings. There was a lot of high foot traffic there where you were able to set up booths kind of outside and also walk through the different offices and talk to people, tell them about our product. A lot of people saw these and were curious, what's their purpose, what are they doing, and we felt that was a really great way to actually directly target our customers.
Was it difficult getting permission to go into office buildings in Toronto?
Fortunately, a lot of our mentors actually worked. It was Deloitte in particular. They were our sponsor this year, and a lot of our mentors had come from there. They were working there, and they were able to get us in. So thankfully for them, we didn't have a problem.
You make it sound very easy.
It was not easy.
What were some of the challenges that you
It was very time consuming. Going into it, we meet once a week for 3 hours.
And you're already in high school at the time, so you've got a full
load of high school. So you're dealing with a lot of stuff. A lot of us graduating this year, so heavy workload. But you go in and you expect, okay, the 3 hours a week I'm going to put in, but then I'm going to go home. For the executive team especially, it was a lot different than that. We had conference calls during the week where we'd have to discuss what we were going to do in the upcoming week. We had to work on reports. I'd be up till 3 in the morning sometimes, a few nights in a row, just to finish something because we had deadlines. And they were very real, and sometimes they'd come up and without us expecting them, and we had to work on a lot of that. So the time commitment was definitely very difficult, but I learned a lot through it because you have to struggle through it, but you also, a lot has come from it.
Which is my next question, is what are some of the lessons you took away from this?
I've learned to work as a team really, really well.
Especially you as the president.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to, while you're leading and making the ultimate decisions, you have to work with everybody. So it's more of an organic business model. Basically, everyone's, collaborating their thoughts rather than competing against each other or anything like that within the company for sales, anything like that. So it's challenging, but I did learn to communicate really well as a team, and I feel that I'm more confident now coming out of this, better public speaker, a bunch of just really great things come out of it.
Do you think your age was an advantage or disadvantage?
I think it was absolutely an advantage.
Really?
Contrary to what people might think, people actually took us very seriously.
Really?
They recognized that, we're the next generation of leaders, and they really wanted to hear our perspective on things. We brought a fresh new, look to what we were doing, and, I think they wanted to hear what we had to say, and they wanted to see what we could do with this program. So.
Do you think being a woman in business was an advantage or disadvantage?
I do. Right now, women are actually outnumbering men in the business world,
really?
And I think junior achievement is no exception to that. There are a lot of women like myself in executive positions and just present in these companies. I would say it's about 50-50 right now. So I don't know if it's much of an advantage, but they're definitely making it right now so that
you see there are other women in your mentors, I guess, and role models.
Absolutely.
For you.
I had this year I had assigned to my specific position, I had one man and one woman who led me, and they both brought great things to the table and taught me a lot. So
you mentioned the bottom line with your company, the success, the profits that you made, but your company also competed nationally or internationally.
Yeah,
tell me a bit about that.
Absolutely. So in Central Ontario, there are 42 companies. Throughout the year, we don't get to see a lot of what they do, but in the end, we're competing for awards and things against them. This year, my company won Business Plan of the Year, and we also were chosen as one of 6 companies in Canada to represent us in the North American finals for Junior Achievement Company of the Year. So that was a lot of fun. We got to meet people from all over who were involved in the same program, who had created products themselves, and we got to compete in that. It was very exciting.
If someone is watching right now and they're a teenager and they want to get involved in business, they want to know, but they don't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
There are a lot of programs out there like Junior Achievement, but I can tell them for sure Junior Achievement changed my life. I think my biggest regret is not getting involved in the program even earlier, because I just learned about it the year going into grade 12. So you take a lot from this program, more than you could ever imagine going in. I can't stress enough that it really models a real life company. It's a real hands-on approach to it, and you will take a lot from it. So it'll give you that edge later on in life when you go into business, and I definitely think it'll give you a head start if you can get involved in programs like Junior Achievement.
Well, there's someone who will say, and you sort of just answered it, but that, oh my God, it sounds like so much work. I mean, did you ever feel overwhelmed at the time, or at some point where, this is just, I've taken on too much?
Absolutely, but that's
really?
Actually part of, absolutely. When you're, sitting there working on something and on your third coffee, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I got myself into this. But at the same time, the reward that you get from accomplishing things like this at the end, and be able to see our financial results and how far even people had come in reaching their personal goals that they set at the beginning of the year, it's absolutely worth it. And I had such a fun time. It was worth it in the end, all the hard work.
And you also just returned for some sort of leadership conference as well.
Yes,
you've been involved in. What was
the
that?
Next Generation Leaders Conference. It was in Kingston, Ontario this year. And what was different from the last one we attended was it was actually international students. So we had people as far as India, Hong Kong, Ireland, as well as a lot of students represented from Canada. But you know, you get that culture that actually comes into the products too. So people were making things like local things, and they wanted us to see that in their product, which was also very, very cool.
It sounds like you have a real ear for business.
Yes.
What are your future plans?
Next year I'll be studying commerce at Queen's University. I don't know what I'm going to do after that, but commerce is pretty broad, and they let you study a lot of things. So
what did you plan to get into business after
I
that?
do,
Do you have any
absolutely.
idea?
I like marketing a lot and consulting. I think those would be really fun to get into, but
Well, thank you very much for your time today, and I wish you all the best in your future goals.
Thank you for having me.
Well, when we return, you're fired. What happens when your business fails? After this.